Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. My name is FKEE. My matrix number is AE190041. I would like to present my final year project 1. So the title for this project is Characteristic of the field for LSPE under normal and moisture condition using COMSOL multiphysics. My supervisor is Dr. Noor Akmal bin Muhammad Jamail, and this presentation is for my panel, which is PMIR Dr. Muhammad Sofi bin Kamaruddin, and panel 2 Dr. Nurjana Aznim bin T. Othman. Okay, for the problem statement, we know that there are many types of faults that can occur in SLPE cable. It is including insulation faults, mechanical faults, thermal faults, corrosion faults, overload fault, and lighting faults. The most faults that can occur on SLPE cable in Malaysia are insulation and corrosion faults. It is because of the flood that often happen in Malaysia every year. Indirectly, this natural disaster put underground SLPE cables at risk of being harmed by outside force, which could cause an electrical power failure or a short circuit. These faults are also caused by an electric field on an SLPE cable that exceeds the dielectric strength of the cable. In this research, an experiment will be conducted to investigate the characteristics of SLPE in normal and moisture absorption conditions. And this research will concentrate on the changes in condition for SLPE as well as the intensity of its electric field in normal and moisture condition. For the objective, we have 4 objectives, which is to investigate the characteristic of SLPE in normal and moisture absorption condition, to measure the relative permittivity of the SLPE in normal and moisture absorption, to develop an electrostatic model of SLPE using COMSOL software, and to analyze the electric field characteristic of SLPE under moisture conditions using COMSOL software. Next, we go to the scope of work. We have 5 for this. First, 4 SLPE samples will be present with thickness of 4 mm times 3 mm, with the area is 1 cm times 2 cm. Second, the condition for the SLPE is normal and effect of moisture absorption of distilled water, water mixture with peat soil, and water mixtures with clay. Third, relative permittivity for each sample of SLPE will be determined by using Keysight 16451B dielectric test fixtures at UTHM Pago. Fourth, the experiment will run until SLPE saturated before start the simulation. And the last one is the simulation analysis will be performed using COMSOL software in order to determine the characteristic of electric field. Next, we go to the literature review. We have 3 authors here, and the first one is M.H.M. Sharif, H.A. Elias, and K. Y. Lau. Their title for each person is Analysis of Electric Field and Current Density of SLPE Insulator. The objective is to determine the electric field and current density in the HVDC cables SLPE insulator through the SLPE insulator void. For the H.A. Elias, the title is Modeling of Polymer Nanocomposites Permittivity versus Electric Field Intensity. The objective is the simulation is done to determine the distribution of the electric field in the cable termination based on the presence of defects. And the last one is study on dielectric properties of TiO, INF to INF SLLPE nanocomposite. The objective is to investigate the effects of a nanometer-sized particle's permittivity on the electric field distribution in the resulting nanocomposite. For the methodology, This study methodology is to examine the electric field intensity in relation to the weight of various SLPE materials and their permittivity under moisture condition and normal too. We'll use the COMSOL software to simulate it. As you can see from the picture, you can see the flowchart for this research. For the preliminary result, to achieve the result, an experiment and simulation were run in this research. The mass of the sample was taken every day until it saturated. There are 4 samples for this experiment. Record of the mass was used in the testing session in order to get the relative permittivity. After that, the relative permittivity was used to complete the simulation and obtain the final result. The pictures on the right shows the sample were being immersed and mass of the sample after being immersed for 7 days. This is the electrostatic model that were developed by using COMSOL multiphysics software. The first type of the electrostatic model is sphere to sphere, and the other one is needle to needle. These 2 electrostatic models can be used to determine the electric field between the 2 spherical conductors by measuring the voltage difference between them. The electric field can be calculated using Coulomb's law, which states that the electric field between 2 charges is proportional to the charge on each charge and inversely proportional to the distance between them. By measuring the voltage and the distance between the spheres and needle, it is possible to determine the electric field and understand the behavior of electrical charges in the system. So we are expected to get the SLPE to be able to fully saturate before the expected period, be able to determine the relative permittivity of each sample, can complete to design of the electrostatic model in COMSOL multiphysics, and be able to analyze the electric field of each sample. I think that's all from me. Thank you.